Guys, deluded goon on YouTube's N'Golo Kante. No doubt you guys have seen the rumours of the two centre-halves were being linked with in that Sven Millerstadt has said that in January he's earmarked two centre-halves that were going, allegedly he wants Wenger to go for, is recommended to Wenger. There's also reports separately that we're going for a centre-half, and every Arsenal fan or fan in general knows we need a centre-half. If Koscielny gets injured, what happens? Mustafi is injured, we're stretched. Holding, I don't know where he is. He probably with ISIS. He's being held to ransom. I don't know why the man isn't playing. For me, he'd be going to the World Cup if he's playing consistently. Second half of the season, like last year, might be different, but who knows? But yeah, let's talk about Abdu. I cannot say his name. I think it's Abdu Dalio. And let's talk about, and I cannot say this name as well, Otis Felix Undakai. Forgive me, man. Forgive me. I've tried. I've researched it. I've listened to pronunciations. They're hard. You guys know I'm with the football thing. I'm not with the sounding great thing. But let's talk about Darlow first. He's left-footed. He can play left back. He can play DM, and obviously he's a centre half. He's at Mainz. He left Monaco after failing to dislodge Gleek, Ragley, or however you say his name, and Jameson. He actually only made 11 or 12 appearances for them. But it's not to discredit him. I mean, they've got a famed academy, and it's going to be hard for anyone to break into that, man. They've had some promising youngsters at the time, man, and now for me. From the littleness I've seen and the little bits I've researched about him, he looks composed. He looks like he's got good concentration, but that can improve. He likes to tackle. He can polish that. He does like to dive in a lot. He's composed. He's an old head on young shoulders somewhat. He's got good awareness. I like him a lot, man. He does give away a lot of fouls, and he is going to need to improve that if he is going to play for a higher level team or just improve in general. But the signs are good, man. He's slightly aggressive, which I like as well. And he just plays with a bit of calmness, and he does look like an old head on young shoulders. That's very much true what people say about him. He carries himself well, man. He can improve his passing, but he's not afraid to try new things, man. That cross-field pass is something he loves. But yeah, man, like I said, his teammates say he's old-fashioned as well. He's someone that, in regards to adaptability, if he was to come here, I don't feel he'd have problems because he's already left his homeland twice. He's obviously plays for Mainz in Germany, Jurgen Klopp's club, and he actually went on loan to Belgium for a year, and he's actually said that improved him. So yeah, he's actually good friends with Kylian Mbappe as well. I mean, if Mbappe ever wants to leave PSG, he can come Arsenal. No, I'm joking. Obviously, it's unrealistic. But yeah, man, he's obviously France's under-21s captain as well, and I actually am impressed with him. I haven't seen a lot of him, but what I've researched on the games I've watched, he does look decent. I went back to watch on recommendation France versus Bulgaria's under-21s, I think, and he impressed me there. He looked decent versus Dortmund. He looked okay. He held himself versus Leverkusen. A lot of improvements, that being said, in that game, especially. I don't feel he was necessarily good against Hamburg, and there's probably some other examples if I go and research, or you guys go and look, that you'll find. But yeah, man, 16 appearances, 2 goals, and he does look decent and someone that can grow, scope to grow and become better. And he is from Monaco, so anyone that comes from that academy of recent years, especially, we've got to take with a pinch of salt and be on getting them and signing them. So that's the first guy. He looks decent. The second guy, Udakai, like I said, push and pull between Nigeria and Germany. Apparently Nigeria's tried and he's rejected them. Oh yeah, before I get back onto him, Diallo actually said he doesn't have any idols, but someone he does model his game on is Jerome Boateng. Now, if you remember, Jerome Boateng in his younger days as a professional was decent, but would make some calamitous errors, and he's patterned that up. You could say that with Darlow as well. But yeah, back to Undakai. Like I was saying, Nigeria have tried, weren't successful. Allegedly, he wants to play for Germany. He's obviously at Wolfsburg now. We've got decent ties with them. We let them have Jonker and Longberg, which was unsuccessful, and we gave him Heinz. So let's try and thingy that. I think he moved to, correct me if I'm wrong, but he moved to Wolfsburg last year. So if we was to sign him in January, some come up that would be, or it might not have been last year, it might have been the year before. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But yeah, for me, on research, he's tall, he's 6'2", 6'3", or something like that, so that shows you good. He's very good in the air. I do think he can improve that aspect, but he's very good in the air. He's commanding. He can bring the ball out of the back. He's athletic. He can recover the ball back. He plays with calmness. His anticipational skills is very good. He can be aggressive on that front. Bit inconsistent and a bit rough around the edges, generally speaking, but I mean, he's 20 years of age. He's always going to have that. Apparently, he's highly rated within the German circle. Munich tried to get him. Obviously, German national team want to confirm that he plays for them. Couple other clubs, and he's come from a highly rated academy in 1816 Munich. Those of you who don't know about them, like I've said before, Bender twins came from them. I actually remember when they were there. Weigl came from them. Julian Weigl of Dortmund, who I wish was at Arsenal. Several other examples as well. The famous academy. He's got the potential to be someone very good. What scares me is his injury records. I've said it in the Q&A before, but he's got a lot. I think he's actually injured now. He's had knee problems, tendonitis, muscle fiber tears, a lot of these things. And when you compare Arsenal's incompetence, as shown with Isaac Hayden's latest interview and numerous other examples like Santi Cazorla, is it really filling you with confidence that we're going to keep this man fit and help, possibly even help him get over them injury problems? I don't know. He's decent, man. He can bulk up as well. I do think both of them, both the centre-halves, they're scoped to bulk up a bit physically as well. They are quite strong, but it's all about getting better in that. But yeah, man, that's it really. There's not much more to say. I promised you guys I would give a little too brief conversation on the two centre-halves. I ain't got extensive knowledge on them. You guys know DG's never been one to claim he knows every footballer, know everything about a footballer. But what I can do is research, learn, document and improve my analysis. Unlike others who will give you them fancy diagrams and claim they know every player after 30-second clips, you can't. You need to watch a player over time and time again. It takes about 10 games or so, obviously with experience, and there's different other cases, but 9 times out of 10 players like this, it takes around 5 to 10 games to see if they can actually make a difference and more. Why do you think targets are watched over the season and not 1 or 2 games? But yeah, man. Guys, DG, I'm signing out. Thank you very much for watching me. It means a lot, of course. I'm out.